good. I'm so glad to see you.
Hi, Grandma. How are you?
Well, someone's grumpy. Not happy to see me?
No, I am. Sorry, Grandma. It's just my friend Harper invited me over for a sleepover, but Mom said I had to stay here with you for the weekend to work on my family tree project for social studies.
I see.
And then today in gym class, we got our partners for stupid square dancing, and I have to dance with Joey P.,
Joey P?
the cutest boy in school.
Ah,
It's so embarrassing.
I'm sorry. That's terrible. I'm sorry that you have to spend 2 whole days with your grandmother. Well, maybe we can make some work on your project. And I'm sure there's going to be other sleepovers.
I know. It's okay, I guess. As long as you can make me your famous sugar cookies, the ones with icing on top.
Oh, I think we can do that. Let's see how much we can get done on your project first.
It's gonna be so boring. I mean, no offense, but it's not like our family came from some interesting, faraway country. They're just from Vermont.
Well, maybe you'll learn something interesting. In fact, do you know how Grandpa and I met?
No. How?
We met square dancing. Not much older than you are now. Stupid square dancing.
I guess I always pictured you married. I never really thought about it.
Well, there's a lot you probably never thought about. I brought out the old family Bible to get us started. This is how people used to record information.
Holy cow, this is really old, Grandma, and there are a lot of names in here. But still, all these people have lived in Vermont since like the beginning of time.
Well, everybody had to begin somewhere. Everyone has to live somewhere. Our family have lived here for a very long time, Allie. And our ancestors were here to experience the beginning of our nation. But we must remember the land here is even older than that. There were people who belonged to the land before us.
Native Americans, you mean?
That's exactly right. The Abenaki tribe. They were here long before our ancestors settled on this land, and they still have a community.
Abenaki.
That's right. But in the mid-1700s, when our ancestors came in search of new land, it was not easy. It was a long and dangerous trip, and some didn't make it.
How much longer, Papa? We've been walking on this river for days now. I'm so cold.
Oh, John, I don't think she can go on much longer.
She'll be warm enough once we get to the cabin that Grandpa built for us.
And just think how wonderful that'll be, Eliza. Tell us again, Grandma. What will it be like?
Green mountains go on forever, and there'll be plenty of land for a full harvest and plenty of food.
Sweetheart. Oh, John, she's burning up. I'm so worried. I think we should turn around and go back right now.
Well, I'm worried too, Mary, but we've come almost, well, more than halfway. We can't go back now.
Did you hear that, Liza? We're more than halfway there. Everything's going to be all right.
Crunch!
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, the sled is stuck. Come on, Mary, help me lighten the load.
What's that, Susie? Grandma, Susie says she's scared.
Don't worry, Susie. I'm scared too.
Do you really get scared, Grandma?
Of course. But I trust in God above all else, and He is above all of us. So I just keep praying and have the faith. How about you?
Yes, I have faith.
How about you, Eliza?
Yes.
So we'll just keep going, and we'll move our matter and get it tomorrow.
All right. 1, 2.
Lord have mercy.
He already has, dear. Yay!
Woo! Look, the sun is breaking through, and up ahead, the Green Mountains. I can see them. Is that our new home?
Well, it will be if we get a move on. Now let's work together as a family. Grandma and Mary, you carry what you can. And Patricia,
Yes, Papa?
can you take care of these water canteens?
Yes. Yes, Papa.
And Eloise, can you, now, Eliza, can you walk a little further?
Yes, Papa.
Oh, good girl.
You see, Mama? It's gonna be okay. We just gotta keep praying and have faith. Right, Grandma?
That's right.
Did you hear that, Susie? We're almost home.
Come on, Eliza. Come on, Patricia.
Coming, Mama. Wow, I can't imagine how hard it must have been back then. I mean, I complain when Mom sends me to the store to get milk.
Well, we certainly have it easier now, sure.
Yeah, wow, I'm just glad John Williams and his family made it so I could live here now. But that life sounds pretty terrible.
Well, they certainly had fewer material possessions than we have now, but they had family and community, and they knew what was important. They experienced pain, but also great joy, just as we do now.
Well, come on, fellas. We got a lot of work to do before sundown, and time's a-wasting. How's that stew coming, Mother?
It's going to be a fine stew, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, good.
Papa! I shot my first pheasant for the feast tonight!
Oh, well, get a plucking and hurry back.
Just about to get this last poll ready. Would you help me here, John?
All right. There we go.
That barn's going to be a beauty.
Yep, fifth one down this month, and to think our new school is almost ready too.
It's been some big changes since we first came to this area when we only had a few log cabins. Our town has changed quite a bit since we lived in those dark and dreary huts.
Well, Vermont's changed quite a bit since the Green Mountain Boys fought for this land. Come to think of it, it's going on almost 25 years since we've been a nation.
We have a lot to be thankful about.
Ring around the rosies, pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
Millie!
Yes, Mama?
Go wash up. Your sister will not be very happy if you have very dirty knees on her wedding day.
Yes, Mama. Papa, is this barn ever going to be finished before my wedding? Or do I have to go gray and old before I get married?
It's almost done. That girl's gonna be the death of me.
Oh, John, she's just nervous. It's her wedding day.
Okay, boys, let's raise this wall. Well, I want to thank you folks for your hard work. We came together as a community and put up this fine barn here. As a token of our gratitude, we got a little surprise. A wedding tonight. My daughter's getting hitched. Let the festivities begin.
Reverend, will you do the honors?
Well, I would be honored. And to think, John has finally agreed to let his oldest daughter be married to that Ted Butler. After all that talk about him and Annabelle going west.
Oh, I wouldn't worry so much. I think they're both going to be living in this village with us for quite a long time.
Oh, and why is that?
Well, let's just say that he put the fear of God in the boy.
Ha, 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 ha.
Mama, come on. I want to get married before I die.
I'm coming. That girl is going to be the death of me yet.
I guess our barn raising does sound like a lot of fun. The whole town having a party. Annabelle Butler must have really liked her neighborhood. My neighbor doesn't even wave back to me when she sees me outside.
Well, community just isn't what it used to be. And I think we should do our best to make it better. Why don't you wave to your grumpy old neighbor until she has to wave back?
Yeah, I'll do it. Hey, there are a lot of names in here who look like they died pretty young, Grandma. 1862, 1864. Is that the Civil War? Did we have family in the Civil War?
Oh yes, many people did. In fact, most people did. It was a dark period in our nation's history, the most brutal war that our nation experienced.
Mother, I've gathered all the eggs and I fed the mule.
Thank you, Diana. Has your sister come back from the post office yet?
Not yet.
Oh, Diana, I'd like you to take some of those eggs over to Mrs. Shelby later, and I want you to milk the cow for her when you're over there.
Yes, Mother.
Now, Diana, you know that Mrs. Shelby would come help us if your father...
You mean if Daddy didn't make a home, like Mr. Shelby?
Yes,
Or like Melina's brother, Jimmy?
yes. We've lost a lot of good men and boys in our village. It's true.
I just don't understand why Daddy and all these other men still have to fight in this war and leave us alone to do all this work. Even old Rex was enlisted. Even my horse had to go.
Well, if those rich secessionist plantations owners just learned a little bit about what it means to do good, hard, honest work, they would stop seeing people as property and they would get their hands dirty just like the rest of us good people.
But why does my father have to fight? He should be home with us.
Your father is fighting for all that is right and good, and don't you forget it!
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's just that this waiting is so hard. This bloody war is taking a toll on all of us. But don't you forget. Are you listening to me? Your father is fighting for the right and for the good. And I want you to honor him for that.
I know, Mama. I am. Mother! Diana! A letter from Papa! May I read it, Mother? May I?
Oh, go, yes, yes. Go right ahead.
My dearest girls, how I miss you. I am writing you from Middleburg, Virginia, from my hospital bed. I have been wounded in battle, but not to fret, my loves. Although I've seen stronger men than I perish, my will to see your faces again renews me each morning. My fight on the battlefield has ended, but I'll continue to fight until I can hold you again. God willing, of course, but He hasn't carried me this far just to leave me now. All my love, your Papa. P.S. Due to my being discharged from the Army, I have arranged for old Rex to be on the next train home. That old horse fought with honor. He deserves extra carrots from now on.
Mama, he's alive. At least we know this much.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Mother, there's an officer outside, and... Old Rex!
Mommy, he made it. Come on.
Oh, that's wonderful. Please, come home soon.
Look at the time. It's time for bed, Allie.
But I want to hear more.
You can hear more tomorrow. Come on, it's time for bed.
Okay. Grandma, I can't wait to start my family tree tomorrow. Good night.
Good night, sweetie.
Grandma,
Yes, Alice.
did you really meet Grandpa square dancing?
I sure did. And you know what?
What?
I would give anything to dance with him again.
So maybe it won't be so bad dancing with Joey P on Monday.